Hey, good morning, Huntsville. Welcome in to another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. Thanks for waking up with us here on a Tuesday. Man, I can't believe that it's already Tuesday.
It's a terrific Tuesday. It's going to be a great day. I was about to say it's going to be sun shining and everything, but I just remembered the weather report yesterday, and that is definitely not going to be the case.
By the way, weather reports coming soon here on Good Morning Huntsville. So that's the next layer. You know, it's like we talk about a 7-layer bean dip.
Right.
Is really good. A 1-layer bean dip is not that great.
Nope, not at all.
So we're trying to add more layers here on Hello Huntsville. This show, Good Morning Huntsville, one of those layers. Man, we're going to be bringing out the hot sauce. We're going to be bringing out the sour cream, the guacamole. We're not just going to have 7 layers. We're going to take this thing all the way to about 50 layers.
I can't wait, man.
So.
Listen, everything you've done is incredible in the first place. Like, we were sitting here watching that video, and just some of the memories that you have grabbed in your opening video are excellent.
Well,
So
appreciate that, man.
absolutely,
And
man.
you know, we love it because we love our community. Joined by none other than the Garrick Long. Good to see you, Garrick. He is joining us here on a Tuesday. Normally you'd say, where's Jason Thompson at? Well, Jason is traveling, and they are with their business here over the next 2 weeks. And so Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense not here today, and he will not be here on Tuesday either, but we're still going to heavily promote what Guardian Defense is doing here in this community. They are one of our Foundation 5 sponsors. Please visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Jason does a great job teaching firearms safety. They also have a shooting range. He provides LTC classes, so much more. And again, we wouldn't be able to bring you this show every single day without our Foundation 5 sponsors. Jason Thompson of Guardian Defense is one of those. So again, please check them out online, guardiandefensellc.com. Got a great show lined up today. Garrick Long going to talk a little bit about his background, manager of the university. Let's say the full phrase first. Sam Houston State University Bookstore.
Bro, you stopped at university. I was like, no. I'm not taking anything from Dr. White. That is a big old no.
Yeah.
So, yes, no, just the university bookstore. So,
But the full phrase is Sam Houston State University Bookstore. But he's
Correct.
the GM over there. And Garrick's been in this community for a long time. And so we'll chat with him. We'll learn more about Garrick's background. We'll learn what's going on at the bookstore. And then it is National Travel and Tourism Week here across the United States, and we're going to have our wonderful City of Huntsville tourism manager, Miss Tracy Rikard, joining us here in just a few moments. So she'll be in studio here with us as well. We'll talk to her. As always, we are broadcasting downtown from our studio, located just right off the square on University Avenue. The studio is sponsored by Elliott's Jewelers, Mr. Elliott Herzlich. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com. for all your jewelry needs, whether it's custom. He already has a wide range that's already pre-made. If you need diamonds, rubies, this man can hook you up. You got to pay for it. It's not like the McDonald's hookup.
No.
So,
But no, make sure to follow him on Facebook because he always has like these special little deals. It's like the last one remaining, the final few, whatever. Something he's just trying to clear some inventory. He gets rid of it. I don't want to say dirt cheap, but like it feels like you're getting like a really good deal. I'm just like, I feel like I need to buy those, but I have no reason to buy those, you know? So
that's a good attitude to have because you do have a reason now because we're talking about it on this show, Garrick.
But yeah, absolutely. Follow his Facebook page. He's got some great stuff there.
Yeah, please do that. Again, elliotsjewelers.com. You can check them out online. And then also we are broadcasting in collaboration with our good friend Paul Oley at the Gallery for all of your custom framing, personal photography, family photos, corporate photos. He is the man. He's been in Huntsville a long time, and he knows what's going on. So please go by and see Paul. Let him know that I sent you. He's a good friend of mine and a good friend to Huntsville. Hey, I want to highlight here in this first segment, you know, Jason is normally here, Thompson of Guardian Defense, and wanted to prop up his business as always. And want to welcome in everybody, by the way, for joining us. Let us know you're out there. Send those comments, and let us know how you're doing this morning. We're going to be giving some giveaways again today.
Ooh.
And so I'll announce those here in a minute. Every day we're giving away stuff, and we've got some new giveaways, too, that are coming in. And a gentleman that was joining us yesterday, I've not forgotten about you. I'm going to come by there today and drop off those gifts to you.
What did he win yesterday?
He won a Whiskey Up, Wine Down Whiskey Up.
Oh, nice.
Wine Down Whiskey Up ticket and also a $25 Visa gift card.
Heck yeah.
So I will take that to you today, my friend. I didn't get a chance to get over there yesterday. But Garrick, want to highlight our good friends at Guardian Defense. You've been out there before. Beautiful gun range.
I enjoy it.
What was your experience being out there at Guardian Defense?
So I have like my favorite little spot on his gun range. Like if you go to like the furthest right section down at the end of the gun range, he has 2 different metal targets set up. And so my favorite part is I like being able to hear the little ting after you hit it. So it gives you that satisfaction of, hey, you actually hit your target. So I'll take out my pew there. I don't want algorithms to get you. I'm sorry, but
someone's listening.
Someone's always listening.
Yeah.
But no, I will be aiming down my sight, and I just like going back and forth between the two metal targets. And so it's like ting, 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 ting. So I enjoy it. He's got several different yardages that you can choose from. So depending on what you're needing to work with. And so he's even brought out a couple of his beautiful rifles that he has.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten to shoot a couple of those. He's like, hey, try this one out. I'm really like, okay, happily. So, but no, I love his gun range. So.
Yeah.
Tracy.
Well, it is good stuff. We want to make sure that we always highlight our good friends over there at Guardian Defense. And, again, appreciate Jason Thompson and all that he does here in our community as well. We just had Wine Quest at Rotary. You didn't make it out there, man. Have you ever been to the Rotary Wine Quest?
Yes, I went the last 2 years.
You did. I saw you at the last one at Magnolia Lakes.
Correct, because you were hosting it with Kimberly Carney.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, no. So I had tickets this year. I couldn't find a babysitter.
Oh, man.
I know. So great thing, I won my tickets through the radio station.
Okay.
And I was like, yes, I'm going to get to go. I'm excited. I couldn't find a babysitter.
Man,
I know. But
wish
it's okay.
I would have known that because I paid for my ticket for my sister, so I wish you would have let me know that. Then I could have just got your ticket. But, in all fairness, it goes to a great cause.
Absolutely.
The tickets go back to many nonprofits here in the community. So I'm glad that I was able to, get the ticket and not get one from you and then not generate revenue for Rotary.
No, but I did give my tickets away. And so she was able to go and have a great time. So that's what matters, And so hopefully they were able to spend some money on the live auctions that were there. Because there were live auctions and silent auctions, right?
Yeah, and we'll have Greg Smith on or Billy at the end of this week. But, yeah, they had this beautiful package. I think it went for, almost $4,000. And it was a flight to a vendor. Greg flies.
Right.
And so, I was really wanting that package. But, I don't have 4K.
No. It's okay, though.
I have one day. I have 4,000 heartbeats of love for the community. Does that count? Each heartbeat
should, right?
Is $1.
I would think that's a currency. Yeah.
Tracy's joining us. She's already like, I don't even want to be on the show. You guys are already talking gibberish this morning. So it's a fun one, though. Again, big thanks to Guardian Defense, Jason Thompson. If you're out there this morning, I know you're busy, but thank you for all that you do to support this show. And more importantly, thank you for all that you do to support this community. I did want to remind you, we are giving away some things again today. Beautiful flowers. You'll see these almost every day now here on the show. And once a week, our good friend Leah Linebeck from Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop, she's going to bring us a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And Tracy was looking at them. Sorry, Tracy, I can't give them to you. But they will go to the viewers first, and then possibly Bridget once in a while, and then maybe Tracy down the road. But we do appreciate our good friends for bringing these, and Leah does an amazing job. So
Absolutely.
You'll see these here, and please support her local business as well. These will not be given away today, but possibly at the end of the week. What we are giving away today, hey, we've got another Wind Down, Whiskey Up ticket that we're going to give away. So we want to make sure that we give that away. That event happening on Saturday. I'm sure we'll talk more with Tracy about all the events happening around the community. So we're giving away tickets to that, one ticket. And then I do not have a $25 Visa card, but I got something maybe a little more valuable.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to switch the camera to you, Garrick, and I'm going to get in your face. There you go. So we have some Klein cards to give away this week. And if you haven't heard of the Klein card, it's a great discount program for local businesses here in Huntsville from our good friends at Klein Card. They have blessed us with 5 of these bad boys to give away. So we're going to be giving away one of these each day the remainder of the week as well. And these are normally $25. Mm-hmm. Here's the deal. Yummy Yummy is a business that's on this card. I eat at Yummy Yummy.
Yep.
I went to a place in Fargo. It was not Yummy Yummy. We missed Yummy Yummy.
It was not yummy, nor was it Yummy Yummy.
Yeah, so and not knock, it just wasn't.
Right.
It wasn't Texas Yummy Yummy.
It wasn't Yummy Yummy.
And so this card got us $6 off.
Absolutely.
Just having the card. And so you go to a few places around town, all of a sudden you realize, man, I'm saving some money. So we're going to give away some Klein. We're going to give away a Klein card today. We're also going to give away another Wind Down Whiskey Up. Am I saying that right? Whiskey Up? Is it Wind Down Whiskey Up or Whiskey
correct.
Up Wind Down?
No, I think it's Wind Down Whiskey Up.
I always get reversed.
No, you have it right.
All you got to do to enter to win, super simple, friends, all you have to do is like this broadcast, wherever you're at, like the broadcast, comment with hashtag or pound sign. I finally got into like that trendy hashtag. I always said pound sign because that's what it was on as a kid.
Well, yeah, it's the pound sign.
So pound sign.
I know.
Good Morning Huntsville, and then share the post. That's all you have to do. It's super simple.
You just have to change who, depending on who you're speaking to, is if you say pound sign or if you say hashtag.
Yeah,
So
65 plus pound sign, 64 below hashtag.
So, fun fact: Sweet Caroline, who provided our flowers this morning, is a member on Klein Card. So, if you get that Klein Card, you can then go buy your own flowers and get a 10% discount by showing off your Klein Card. So, it's a win-win there.
It is. So again, all you got to do, like, share, and post that comment that says hashtag pound sign, whatever you want to call it. Good Morning Huntsville, and we'll spread the love there for you. And we appreciate your support helping us to get the word out. By the way, over 1,300 followers continuing to grow, and that's thanks to the community. Garrick, you've been supporting us as well, and we appreciate that. So we want to reach as many people possible, not just here in Huntsville, but quite literally from all over, because we want to share the good news of all the great things happening here in our community. And
Absolutely.
you know about that. We'll talk about it a little bit more with Tracy. For now, though, we're going to step aside. We're going to take a break. Miss Tracy Rikard is here in studio. And she is eager to get on and talk to us this morning. So we'll take a break. We'll be back here in about a minute or two. Stay with us. Great episode of Good Morning Huntsville coming your way. Hey, friends, welcome back into another edition of Garrick and I are like snuggling up here, man. We came back on. Welcome back into another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. Thanks for joining us here today. Beautiful day outside. I had a lot of rain yesterday. I was here. Man, luckily no hail. Did you see any hail around the area?
No, but there was a point in time when we were looking out the doors of the bookstore right out front of the LSC, pitch black.
Yeah.
Could not see anything. Like it was 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, pitch black. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, thankfully, got a lot of rain. Didn't have anything too major, which is good. But we're continuing on here this morning, segment 2. Again, thanks for joining. Welcome in our Tuesday show is brought to you by our good friends at Guardian Defense. Please visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. We are now joined by our tourism manager with the City of Huntsville, someone that we've wanted to have on for, honestly, since we started the show, and finally got an opportunity to have her on this morning, Ms. Tracy Rikard. Good morning, Tracy. Good to see you. How you doing today?
Good morning. Good to see you.
Yeah, wanted to have you on. You were so busy with the city, but before we dig into all that, let us know kind of just about your journey here to Huntsville. How'd you get to Huntsville, Tracy?
I came to Huntsville as a student in 2010, and I went to Sam Houston, as most people do. It was one of the stories that my dad and I told or continue to retell. When I came to orientation, it felt like every person that got up to speak said, "Oh, I went to Sam and I came back. Oh, I went to Sam and I came back." And here we are. I did the same thing. I came back and I worked for the university for 3 years, and then I transitioned, and now I work for the City of Huntsville. It's been great.
It's been a good journey. Again, Tracy Rikard joining us here this morning. Tracy, of course, I got to know you through Ben, who was at Sam Houston State University. He decided I'm going to go over to A&M, and that's okay. But you guys, and I love what you said on social media a while back. You were happy. You were at an Aggie baseball game, but you said, I'm still bleeding Bearcat orange.
Always. Sam Houston just played A&M, a couple of weeks ago, and I was in all of my Bearcat gear. I had my little Aggie credential, so I looked a little weird, but I was a Bearcat through and through for that game.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. And Garrick, of course, Bearcat as well. So, we got to keep that. We got to keep that orange blood alive here.
Absolutely.
In Huntsville, Texas. Tracy, so great to have you on this morning. You've done an incredible job, and I'm not just saying it because you're sitting here next to us this morning, but when I think of Huntsville and I think of all the tourism opportunities, and when I think of people wanting to come to this community, it's because of you and the city staff and just your leadership and what you've been able to do over these years now, and seeing so many great things happen here in the city and bringing people in. At the statue, your office out of there, but it's not just the statue. There's so many other things. I know for me, it was cool whenever we got the LED lights. On the statue. Those are things that people don't think make a big difference, but they do. Just really, what's that journey been like for you when you see the transition of how the community exposure is getting out there? What has that really been like as you've seen this mature over the past few years?
Yeah, when I came to the city in 2019, it was early 2019, and I was at the Main Street office, so I was basically your neighbor over here from where you're at. And I worked with the downtown businesses. I got really close to them and got to really kind of see what their world was like, what it was like downtown, the things that people in the community were just kind of missing out on. And as COVID hit in 2020, it was really interesting to watch the downtown businesses kind of transition into, we need to be doing more, we need to get people down here. And it's been really fun just to watch the community grow ever since then. During COVID is whenever they started the second Saturday Sip and Shop. That didn't exist before then. So the Huntsville Downtown Business Alliance really got together and started thinking of new ways to get people out. And it's just continued to grow and grow and grow from there. And even as I've transitioned, away from Main Street but into tourism, it's just still been continuous growth, whether it's the events or just, all the different things that have popped up around town. It's just been awesome.
I think one thing that I've been really excited about seeing is something I was passionate about when I came here 4 years ago. We won't consider the 8 months I was gone on that paid vacation, so it's all just a continuous journey. But one thing that I've really enjoyed seeing, Tracy, is just the collaboration with the city and the school district and the university. There's always been good relationships there, but I feel like especially maybe over the last 5-6 years that relationship has really, and maybe even really over the last couple of years, that relationship has really started to solidify in a way that all of these organizations are working harmoniously together to promote the good of Huntsville. It's because of work that you've done and so many others with the city. Not that it wasn't there before. And then, of course, you throw in a national championship with Sam Houston State. That helps out quite a bit as well.
Definitely. It's exciting to see, what the school district is doing. I was a big proponent of the athletic complex with the high school. That's a huge tourism draw for us. There's so many more UIL events that you can host now because that complex is going to exist. So it's good for us. It's good for everybody. And so we're really excited to see what happens when that complex is fully built and everything. The university has the same thing going on with Gibbs Ranch. They're expanding all of that. That's going to bring so much more tourism and events and stuff like that into the community that's really just going to benefit everybody. So it's super exciting.
So I got to be super lucky to come out and visit you during our HLI 41 best class ever visit at the statue. Sorry, I had to agree to disagree. That's okay. So when we came out and you got to talk to us, you talked about the different initiatives that you're putting in place to help bring attractions or bring tourism from outside here to Huntsville. What is something that we can do as a community that can help with that?
Yeah, so the biggest things that I think community can do to help tourism is coming to those annual events, whatever it may be. Come support, come share, invite your family and friends to come. Instead of going to mom and dad's for the holidays, how about you host, bring them here into town, spend some money in local businesses. It's all of those things that really help. The Tourism Advisory Board, through our department, gives out hotel occupancy tax fund grants. So those are hot fund grants that we utilize to help fund annual events that come into town or new and upcoming events that come into town. And if you or anybody knows of events like this that are trying to reach tourists, apply for those grants, because we want to be able to support those people who are trying to do new things in town. So spreading the word of what we're doing, liking our stuff on Facebook, social media, whatever it may be, promoting the positives of this community is really just the biggest thing that really helps promote tourism and just promote the community as a whole. That's why I've loved what you've been doing over here, Rob, because you really are growing that community pride, and I just think that's something so important for us.
What are some different pages on Facebook that we should be following for this?
Yeah, absolutely. So for tourism, you want to follow Visit Huntsville TX. And for Main Street stuff, you're going to get a lot of local events. It's at COH Main Street.
Okay.
Those are two really big ones that are important to follow.
Awesome. And then what is the hashtag that you are asking? So you talked about it when we were there. When we're going out and doing something awesome in the community, what is that certain hashtag you want us to use when we're on social media?
Yep. So same hashtag Visit Huntsville TX is what we want to see, so we can help promote your photos, share all the really wonderful Instagram-worthy things about Huntsville.
Awesome.
Yeah, seeing a lot of comments coming through this morning, several on the group as well. Again, we are here with Tracy Rikard, the tourism manager with the City of Huntsville. She had kind of shifted from Main Street Huntsville, but it's still all combined. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are all working together. That was one thing, Tracy, whenever we had the opportunity to come here downtown and working in collaboration with Paul Oley at the gallery, and we wanted to help promote his business. And so this little spot was here, and again, working with Paul. And it was cool because I was like, man, what a God thing, because the Huntsville Main Street's like right next door. So, and now Rebecca, I believe is her name, is over there. And so we just walk over there next door and be like, hey, Rebecca, what's going on in the next couple of weeks? Boom, boom, boom. And then we'll throw it up on the site. We'll promote you guys. And it's just this really cool cycle of promotion of all the things good in Huntsville.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. We're excited to have Rebecca on board. We stole her away from Conroe, and we're happy to have her. She's going to be a great asset to us.
I like
Excellent.
that, too. Stealing them away from Conroe. That's what we do here in the H-Town. So just kidding, Tracy. Tracy Rikard again joining us this morning. She is the tourism manager with the City of Huntsville. Gracious enough to give us her time here. We've still got quite a bit of time, so we'll keep you on for a little bit longer, Tracy. And again, appreciate you being here. Want to remind folks, too, please share this, because we're giving away stuff this morning. As soon as Tracy hopped on, the numbers went through the roof. We've got 2.8 million people watching now. It was only
Thank
three.
you, Tracy.
It was
Thank
only
you.
It was only three with Garrick and I. Tracy hops on, and all of a sudden, everybody and their dog joins the broadcast. There's dogs out there literally using Facebook right now that have learned how to use it, and because it's just crazy,
Right.
what happens whenever the show gets going. But
I've got a
bad
question
jokes.
for Tracy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Tell your joke, and then I'll ask my question.
Well, that was the bad joke. What I was
okay.
getting at is, though, please like this broadcast, share it on social media, and then we can do hashtag Good Morning Huntsville. Our system's going to pick up any hashtag. How about use hashtag Visit Huntsville TX? Mm-hmm. And so that'll promote what the city's trying to do as well.
Okay, question. Sometimes the statue is lit up in orange. Mm-hmm. What are the different reasons that we get to see Sam Houston lit up in orange?
Yeah, so those LED lights that Rob was talking about are really new for us. We're excited to utilize them. We do, we want to, if the university has something like a national championship, we want to be able to recognize that. There might be a couple of things in the works for this upcoming CUSA transition that we're thinking about maybe doing something special with. So We'll see. You'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Okay, that's exciting.
And we're going to change the terminology, though, Tracy. It's not if they win a national championship. It's when. It's always when.
You're right.
So we are going to become the fastest school in FBS transition history to win a national championship. You heard it first here
Love
on
it.
Good Morning Huntsville. So,
Can't wait.
So we're going to
Breaking
keep that
news.
going. But yeah, once again, Tracy Rikard joining us. She is the tourism manager for the City of Huntsville. We do have some prizes to give away this morning. Klein card, $25 value. We're also going to toss in a Wine Down Whiskey Up pass for this weekend happening here on the square. Those are $35. So, I mean, you're getting over $50 value. I'll even hand deliver those to you this morning. Tell us about that event coming up, Tracy. It's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday, Mother's Day.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. It's a big event that HDBA hosts every year. The whiskey is a new addition this year, so if I whiskey up, I wine down. So y'all were talking about the order of all that. So I will actually be working that day. So I am helping run check-in for that event. So I'm super excited to see all of you come out and support the DBA, support what's happening downtown. That event, they bring in wineries, local wineries and distilleries for whiskey to come in and just kind of give samples. You can buy bottles whenever you're there. Your ticket that you pay for, it's going to get you a wine bag, some goodies inside of there, a wine glass for all your samples, and you will get a map and a bingo card. You'll walk around downtown, visit all the shops that are participating. They'll stamp your card, and at the end, you'll turn that in, and you can win downtown dollars.
I love that. Downtown dollars, and all you got to do, just come on down to WineQuest. Still get those tickets at the Downtown Business Alliance. Those are still on sale, by the way. They did go up $5, $35, but still a great deal and a great opportunity to come out and support local businesses around the square. Again, Tracy with us. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tracy, I want to have you on for one more segment. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Tracy charges $200 a segment. We have a $400 budget this morning to have her on. She does not, full disclaimer. But we'll step aside. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll highlight more events. Also, I want to talk about Cafe Texan opening. I believe you were at that grand opening, right?
I was. It was super fun.
So we'll talk a little bit about that and maybe some of the draw that's going to have here in the community as well. And I can't forget, it is National Travel and Tourism Week. So we're going to talk about the importance of that week. That's why we have having Tracy on this morning. Stay with us, though. We'll be back in a moment. More to come here on Good Morning Huntsville. Hey, good morning, Huntsville. Welcome in on a Tuesday here. We are broadcasting live downtown from our studio that is sponsored by our good friends at Elliott's Jewelers. Check them out online, elliotsjewelers.com. As always, I'm Rob Hipp alongside Garrick Long, who is sitting in for Jason Thompson. Jason, normally our Tuesday co-host of Guardian Defense. He's taking care of business, you know.
He's taking care of business.
We got businesses. You got to take care of your business, man.
He's a businessman. You know, he's a great guy. He's done an excellent job with Guardian Defense. He's continuously grown it, and there's a good reason why, and that's because of Jason.
And Jason wanted to hop on as one of our Foundation 5 sponsors to help us highlight the good in our community, such as folks as Tracy Rikard, the tourism manager with the City of Huntsville. We want to talk about all things good. That's what we do here on this show. And, again, privilege and a blessing to have Tracy on, joining us this morning, talking about Huntsville. Before that break, we were mentioning about the opportunity for maybe to draw in some more people off 45. Cafe Texan opening up. Man, what Vance has done is just unbelievable. This guy's brought in art. I mean, we're talking like BC days, man, before we were even a thought of a thought of a thought.
Mm-hmm.
It is really impressive, the stuff that he has in there. You know, I was there for that grand opening, like you said, and I walked through the museum portion very briefly, but there were so many people there, and it was just so packed that it's kind of hard to take it all in. So I'm really
Correct.
excited for that official opening to happen and just see all the things like in more detail. You know, you give time to read through it all. He's just done an amazing job in there. It looks spectacular.
Yeah, and you know, one of those things too, I think it's so important for our downtown square just to have all of our businesses, so many great businesses around. The other day, I just literally took it all in. I hadn't had a chance to really walk around since I got back and just see all the things around town. And it was a really fun atmosphere, and it just felt pleasant to walk around the square, to see all the businesses. I love all the antique shops, by the way. Are you an antiquer, Tracy?
I do love to walk through the antique shops every once in a while. You never know what you're going to find. I have like my favorite little sections in all of the stores. But it was, I was taking Rebecca around, kind of introducing her to some of the business owners downtown. And I walked around and it was like, wait a minute. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is, because there's so many new places that are popping up that weren't here whenever I was downtown at Main Street. So it's super exciting to see the new people coming in and just really, they're adopting downtown and really making it their own.
Yeah.
I think what's exciting about downtown now is that it's growing because we have 3 restaurants on downtown now. So there's Walls, there's Sam's, and now we have Cafe Texan.
That's a good point. There is. Yeah.
So not only have these little businesses popped up in there, but now they're being solidified by having these actual restaurants that are coming in, making home on downtown, and bringing everything back into the square, which I think is excellent.
And you've got, what is it, Cat Cafe down there?
Yeah, that's it.
old
Yeah,
building?
Cat Cafe, our good
Elizabeth's
friend.
gonna
Yeah,
kill me.
Elizabeth is down there. Yeah,
Yes.
so we appreciate you, Elizabeth. She's doing a great job with Cat Cafe as
Absolutely.
well. And yeah, so many different businesses that are opening up. And you think about, what draws someone to a community. Me coming from Georgetown, our downtown square was kind of that draw in the courthouse. And you always see kids and families playing around on the courthouse lawn. We did when we were a kid. And now I'm kind of that grumpy old man, like, get off the grass, don't tear up the courthouse. When I go back home, I get kind of, it's like people drive really fast, and I'm that guy now, slow down. It happens. I didn't think it would happen at 39, but it has. It actually happened at 35, Tracy. But it's good, though. And, we see a lot of great things happening here downtown in our square. But it's not just downtown. The Downtown Business Alliance has done a wonderful job promoting the downtown community along with the city. But then you do have places like the statue. And I think one thing that is a national treasure, and I'm going to call it a national treasure right here in our backyard, is the Sam Houston National Forest. What a beautiful place to take the family and enjoy the beautiful piney woods, Tracy.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We get a lot of people that are trying to find, because we're on the opposite side of one of the entrances to the Sam Houston National Forest. And so we get a lot of people that come to the statue accidentally, and they're really trying to get to that forest because there's so much hiking to be done back there. The Lone Star Hiking Trail is the longest through trail in the state of Texas. So that's a huge asset that we have. That hiking community is really large, not just here in Texas, but all over. So it's a really great asset that we have that I think you're right. It does get kind of forgotten sometimes.
Yeah, and it's something that Bridget and I got the park pass, and it was, I want to say it was like $70 or so. And then we had moved to Fargo, and I was like, man, now we don't get to use this thing like I'd hoped. And then we came back, and we're like, yes, we still have a few months left on it. So we're planning on, our nieces are coming into town over the summer, so we're going to take them out there to enjoy the national park. Other items that everyone in town knows about, but how many people, have went out? A lot of people have, to visit the Prison Museum. Those are awesome things as well for people in the community to see. The Hearts Veterans Museum. So many places that are hidden gems here in Huntsville. And somebody was telling me the other day, like, well, what can I do in Huntsville? Like, have you drove around? Have you seen all the things that you can do here in this community?
Yeah, I think sometimes whenever you live in a community for a long time, you kind of become almost numb to those things that have always been around. It's like you need those fresh eyes, because if I sometimes will talk to somebody of, oh, well, have you been to the Prison Museum? Have you been to the Hearts Veterans Museum? And they're like, well, I can do that anytime. Well, go do it. It's right here in your backyard. If we're talking to people, we went to the Dallas Travel and Adventure Show last year, and we're telling them about these museums, and they just think it's the coolest thing ever. And we get a ton of people coming in just to visit those places.
Yeah, I want to think, too, the father of Texas is buried right here in Huntsville, Sam Houston. I mean, it's right here, and you think about the impact that he had not only on this community, but our state. There's a lot of rich history and culture. Dr. Caroline Krim, we had her on the show to talk about Cinco de Mayo, but there's so much more as her being a history professor that she has done a great job promoting this community and all the things that happened. But, yeah, I mean, you think about how Texas was kind of formed. I mean, you think of General Sam Houston right here in our backyard.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned the National Forest earlier. I did kind of want to touch on Huntsville State Park because the state park system is celebrating 100 years this year. So that's a really
awesome.
big deal, and it's super exciting. The state is really excited about it. I believe, I don't quote me on this, but I believe there is a marshmallow s'mores event this weekend with the Huntsville State Park. I want to say it's Friday. Check the website. I think we have been promoting it on social media, on Facebook. So double check that. But that's kind of one of the celebrations for the 100 years that Huntsville State Park is doing right now.
Yeah, again, Tracy Rikard joining us this morning. She is the tourism manager here with the City of Huntsville, promoting all things good happening in our community. You mentioned the website a while ago. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. By the way, love the new look of the website. The new logo also, Huntsville, pure Texas. I mean, it doesn't get any more Texas than Huntsville. We mentioned Sam Houston. Where other city can you go? Not knocking any other city, but what other city can you go that says, like, you know, the birth of our state is right here in our city? And it's right here in Huntsville, Texas. It is literally pure Texas.
I will say that logo is actually a super exciting story. We partnered with the university and some graphic design students to kind of, they worked with us like as if we were a real client, and they put that together for us. And, you know, it went through the tourism advisory board. We looked at a couple of different options, and that was just a really neat project and a great example of the resources that we have right here with the university being there. And I actually just found out that they won an award for that logo recently.
Really?
They just took it to a competition. I don't know the full details on it, but the professor showed it to me, and he said, here's our gold medal we got for the logo. It was super, super fun and exciting.
That's awesome. I love that kind of collaboration, you know, when the university is able to work with the city. Because when it came to the lights for downtown for Christmas, you know, the Downtown Business Alliance worked with the university to get those lights extended all the way down Sam Houston Avenue. So it's really beautiful on how the community between the university, between the city, between the school district are all working together towards a common goal and promoting the city. And it's we're lucky to be living here. It's a beautiful place.
Again, Tracy Rikard joining us here, the tourism manager with the City of Huntsville. Appreciate her time today. We're on the website, by the way, for those of you watching. If you're listening on the audio version of this podcast, go to HuntsvilleTexas.com. Really easy, HuntsvilleTexas.com. I did not know about this, and I feel bad because I'm back on the tourism board now, and I'm still learning as things happen, but there are guided and self-guided tours here. I'm sitting here thinking, like, how can I be a tour guide? Man, this would be fun.
Come on, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, tell us about these, Tracy.
Yeah, our tours, we work with volunteers that will we call them ride-alongs, and they'll jump on buses. We get people calling all the time that want to go on a tour through town, and so we'll get volunteers that will kind of be their tour guide. We help set them up with all the information that they need to know, and, you know, all it takes is a little bit of personality like Rob's got over there. He'd be a great volunteer. He'd be telling all the stories.
Moonlight as a volunteer for the guided tour.
By the way, here in Huntsville, what I've learned is not volunteer. It's if you're it's voluntold. So Tracy's now telling me to do this. Bridget, am I allowed to do this? I don't know. Bridget will have to be the final say on it. But it's cool. I didn't realize we had these. You can discover all of these places we're talking about on these tours.
Yeah, I think the guided tours, we do like a minimum of 10 people. You you have to have your own transportation. We'll provide you the person, the storyteller, $3 a person. I mean, you can't beat it. It's super easy. But then there are those self-guided tours on the website also that you can utilize and kind of take that around with you, whether it's downtown. We've got some art trails on there, all kinds of stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, looking at those, the Heritage Home Tours. I know I was scrolling through that. I think that's great. That's something in my hometown that was really popular was they had the Historic Home Tour. Well, Huntsville has it too, the Heritage Home Tour. So you can go by and see different things around the community. The Gibbs Powell House, Joshua Houston Jr. Home, the Wynn Home Arts Center. Look at this, lunch at your choice of restaurants, and then stroll our historic downtown square and visit all those antique shops. Man, I just want to sign off right now. Let's go. So we'll see. But Tracy, this is exciting. I wanted to bring you on, and we'll kind of conclude with this today. And again, you don't know how important it is to have you today and just to highlight all these great things happening in our community. It is National Travel and Tourism Week, and that's not, just here. That's why it's National Travel and Tourism Week. What does all that encompass, and what are some things you guys are working on to help promote that this week?
Yeah, so National Travel and Tourism Week is, like you said, it's a national thing that everyone does. It's a big deal for the tourism industry. It's kind of a chance for us to promote ourselves and celebrate our tourism partners. So right now we have tourism advisory board members like yourself that are going around and delivering kind of appreciation gifts to some of our partners that we really wouldn't be able to be tourism and be all the great things that Huntsville is without those partners. So we're celebrating them. And we are going to be coming out in the next couple of days with a industry champions link on our website. And that's going to be an effort for us to kind of promote those people in the community that work within the tourism industry. And that can be a lot of different things, right? It can be your restaurants, your boutiques, your shops, your hotels. It can be a lot of different things. And we want to celebrate those people that are going above and beyond to promote the great things about Huntsville and just really make this a great place to visit. So Industry Champions is something that we're going to be putting out this week in celebration of National Travel and Tourism Week. And then it's really just informational, right? So sharing in places like this of what is tourism. Tourism isn't just going to the museum or spending the night in Huntsville. It's a lot of different things. It's bringing in those UIL groups that are coming into town to play a game, or it's the university having orientation or Saturday at Sam or hosting a game there. It's a lot of different things. And so it's just important for us to kind of share that tourism isn't just this small idea that you have in your head of vacations and going, to the beach and stuff like that. So
yeah, and you would think as someone in the community just coming here, I would think, and I'm just thinking like a broad spectrum. I would think that I think of like South Padre when I think of the word tourism, like beach, what are the seagulls? I can't even remember, like flying over. That's what I think of, like when I think of tourism. But there's so much more that encompasses it, and it's so great too to see, when folks come in. And that's one thing on the advisory committee that we do on the tourism advisory committee is, we look at applications that come in for hot funds, hotel occupancy tax, and we get to help, bring in those or take those funds to help bring that word of Huntsville outside of this community to bring people in. And I think that's, so tremendous for these organizations to really utilize those funds in a positive way that brings people into the community. And there's a lot of transparency behind that. I like the fact that it's set up on receipts and those kind of things. So we know that money coming in from hot funds is being put to a good use that is drawing in people.
Right.
Beds and heads is the thing. I always joke around. Churches were always butts and seats, and tourism, it's heads and beds. So that's the way that it works. But it's great stuff, Tracy. You guys are continuing to do an amazing job. And appreciate all that you do. Again, the website, HuntsvilleTexas.com. You can find out all the great things that are happening. So
yes, sir.
Cool. Tracy, any final comments from you? Any final things that we missed that we need to highlight?
That's all I've got. If you do have a great annual event that you think would qualify for hot funds, be paying attention right in that September 1st timeframe. That's when applications will go live, and we would love to see your application come in and fund your event.
Yeah, and one thing that I wanted to say, and I'm sure I'm not stepping out of line by saying this, that, I've heard of organizations in the past that thought that they could only ask for $100. And if you need the funds, we're not going to grant everybody their full request. But if you truthfully feel like you need $1,000, write down $1,000 on the application. Don't be worried about it. And I've talked to several people like, well, I didn't know that I could get more than $100. I'm like, no, because they were like, we need $1,000. We'll put that on the application, and we review all those, and we're very fair and transparent in the process. But that opportunity is there for you and your business. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I think we got maybe 15 applications last year, and we do have a limited budget for those funds. Obviously, we can't just give out all of the money. But, we want to try and fund as much as we can and give a little bit to as many people as we can. So ask for whatever you need, and we're going to do our best to see what we can make happen.
Yeah, great. Garrick's a big crypto investor over here. He's got about 50 mil built up in Bitcoin, so he's going to donate
I
all
wish.
that. Yeah.
I wish.
That's why I wanted to have Garrick on this morning, trying to over here rub elbows with him, get some. I'm just kidding, Garrick. Tracy, good to have you this morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Tracy.
Once again, Tracy Rikard there. Go to HuntsvilleTexas.com for all the latest and the greatest. Friends, we'll step aside, take a break. Before we do, I want to remind you again to please comment with the hashtag VisitHuntsvilleTX and share this broadcast. We will be announcing our winner coming up in the next segment. We'll step aside for a minute. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. More to come here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. Hey, friends, back at it here. Rob Hipp alongside Garrick Long. Man, that was a great segment.
Absolutely. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know about the tours, and so I thought that was really cool.
That is really cool.
To have her on.
So when I was a student at SAM, I used to work at the visitor center. And so we gave tours on campus. So I was like, man, I might want to volunteer for something like that.
Well, I got excited whenever I saw, man, I could like tour, and then I was like, oh, volunteer. Ooh, thought it could be like a nice time. I thought it would be like a nice little part-time gig.
Well,
man.
maybe they can
Just
do like
kidding.
an upgraded version. You know, they pay a premium price to get Rob Hipp to narrate their tour.
Yeah, that'd be people would not come to that. The tourism numbers would go down.
Oh, you know what? Maybe you could pre-record it, and so they can have it as they're driving through town, but it's still you. It's still the voice, Rob Hipp.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You know what would be the voice if he's watching? We need to get Cooter in there to do that, man. My goodness, that would be the best thing in the world to have Cooter doing those tours.
Cooter's a legend.
Yeah, he's a good man. So, well, welcome back in. Thanks for joining us here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. Rob Hipp alongside Garrick Long. Garrick is filling in for our good friend Jason Thompson at Guardian Defense. Again, we appreciate Jason and his support of helping to promote not just this show, but all good things happening here in Huntsville. And there is a lot of good things. You just heard from Tracy so many different avenues and things that you can do and so many different family events. You know, I think sometimes we get wrapped up in going to these big cities and let's go to the aquarium, which is great, or let's go to the theme park, which is exciting. But there are things here in this community that can be just as fun. And I know with Braylon, you know, when you first have a kid, you're like, what can I do for my child to like enjoy things and have fun? She loves cardboard boxes, man.
Absolutely.
I made a fort out of a cardboard box. I'm like, this was free versus a $20 electronic toy.
Well, even just going, so say, for example, going to the Hearts Veterans Museum, you know, just having her walk around, like, the different military vehicles they have outside, you know, that's a pretty cool aspect to it. But even just because you've gone to the Hearts Veterans Museum once doesn't mean you saw everything, noticed everything. They're constantly adding. You know, you have to continuously keep going to see the new things that they've added to each different segment they have inside there.
Yeah, it's a lot of different things. So, and if you've been places, share your thoughts, share your comments. And one last call, by the way, to like. I keep asking because we want to give away stuff. We do have several that have entered in the contest this morning to like this broadcast, share it there on your social media, and then put the hashtag Visit Huntsville TX or Good Morning Huntsville, and we'll announce a winner here coming up in about 5 minutes or so. We do have that $25 Klein card, great discount card, by the way, where you can, I mean, it's tremendous. So, like I said, we went to Yummy Yummy, got $6 off. There's so many more, but 3 Spoons is on here. Buy one, get one half off. We go to 3 Spoons at least once a week. So, I mean, it's, you get.
Man, I wish I could, I would love 3 Spoons.
We do, man.
My kids would
we can't afford it. The credit card pays for it.
Well, listen, my kids, they'll take their cup and they'll just put a little bit of ice cream and they just get all the toppings just poured on top.
No,
so.
and to be fair, it's not that expensive. It is pretty reasonable, and Nelson and his family do a great
Oh,
job.
no, listen, by far, 3 Spoons is the best bang for your buck when it comes to ice cream in this town. Don't get me wrong. You know, the place is awesome. It's my kids that take advantage of that weight, the how they have to weigh it. It's just they'll put the animal cookies on there. You know, they'll put the pretzels on there, and the weight goes up. But no, it's a great price, and they have a really good loyalty program too.
They do.
So.
And you know what? Get this Klein card and enter to win today, and then you get even more of a discount. And so then you can, instead of going there once a week, go there twice a week. You got the Klein card. So
there you go.
All you got to do, again, comment, like, share, hashtag Visit Huntsville TX. We're going to give away those prizes here in just a few moments. Garrick, I wanted to give you an opportunity this morning. Glad to have you on. Thanks for sitting in for Jason Thompson here this morning. You know, you've been a part of this community for a while. You corrected me back in the day. Fulshire, I believe, was where you came from.
Don't call it full shear.
Yeah, and I did that. Remember that on the Huntsville Hornet broadcast, and you're
it's
like, whoa,
okay.
buddy.
Slow your roll there.
Yeah. Backstory with Garrick, by the way. When I first came here, Steve Everett had brought me in. I was driving back and forth from Georgetown, extremely part-time. It wasn't even really, it was like contract position with the station, broadcasting Sam Houston State. Loved every minute. It was worth the 2.5 hour
Well, it was
drive.
a dream for you.
Yeah, man. It was.
Still is, but it was that step into that dream for you.
Yeah, man. And to broadcast those kids at a Division I level in this community was exciting. And you know, to me, it was, 15 years of hard work finally led to that moment that we were blessed with. But it was worth the almost 6-hour round-trip drive, especially during basketball season. And my buddy Nathan started coming. But I brought all that up because Garrick was my first producer, man. The first ever radio producer I ever had in my life was Garrick Long.
I had a blast. I was doing it for fun. I needed a side job to mix up the mundane life, and I originally went to Sam Houston for the radio television program. Went business instead, and so, but it's always been like a love for me as well. So.
Yeah, well, how can here's the deal. So now I'm blessed with the privilege to cover the kids in New Waverly. We want to bring exposure to that school. Here's the deal, man. At the end of the day, I don't care if it's a 6-man or if it's, Division I. I like to bring exposure to athletes, and I think especially for that community, it's a great deal and exciting opportunity to promote those kids there and their talents. What do I got to do to get you back on a broadcast with me, man?
Listen, we can talk about it. You're
I'm
afraid
on this public platform.
You're afraid that you think you have to pay me a lot of money, and that's not the case. It's fun for me,
Yeah.
So we just got to talk about it. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up publicly here on the show just so there's a public record.
To strong arm me.
Yeah. So, but no, it was a lot of fun, and Garrick's been very involved in the community. Garrick, I want to say I appreciate you for your involvement here throughout Huntsville. Being a part of so many different organizations. You're very active in the chamber, which I know is greatly appreciated there. The chamber is such an incredible resource that we highlight all the time. The breakfast is coming up on Thursdays. That's always a great opportunity for folks to come out and meet people.
Yes, no. So this Thursday, doors open at 7:30. We are doing our monthly networking business breakfast. I personally like to call it the best breakfast of the month. Because we're at Farmhouse, and so they cater the breakfast with inside there. So you never get breakfast at Farmhouse, so it's something new and exciting. So I always enjoy their food. But it gives you that opportunity to meet other business owners in town, along with giving like a 1-minute infomercial on what you and your business can do for other fellow business members within the community. So it's definitely a time to take advantage of networking and getting to know people. And that's how I was actually able to start growing when I was doing roofing, how I was able to help grow my business. I made sure to be at every single one of those. I was promoting myself, talking about all the advantages that I'm able to provide, so on and so forth. And sure enough, I had people reaching out and be like, hey, Garrick, can you come help me out? I was like, I'd be happy to, but it all started with getting out there, shaking hands, introducing myself, and getting to know, and giving people the opportunity to get to know me and who I was, and they could feel the trustworthiness that I was able to provide.
Yeah, and I think I always go back to people will do, for those of you that are business owners, especially in this community, you can take it anywhere, and you can take it even outside of business, but people are going to interact or do business with who they know, who they like, and who they trust.
Absolutely.
And those are the 3 keys. And when I talk to a lot of business owners, and they're saying, things are tough right now, and I get that. I've been in situations where things are tough. I mean, even trying to build Hello Huntsville, this hasn't been easy. It's a culmination of years of just developing really good friendships with a lot of folks such as yourself, Garrick, but it's how do people know you? You got to be out. You got to be active. That's
Absolutely.
one thing I'll preach on this show all the time. How do you get people to like you? Well, you just be yourself. You don't go out and try to force people to like you. Just be yourself. People are drawn to people who are genuine. And then how do you get people to trust you? Do what you say you're going to do.
Correct.
Simple. That's all you got to do.
Follow through.
Follow through. And if you make a mistake, just apologize and say, hey, I'm sorry. I missed this or I didn't do this. What can I do to make it right?
Absolutely.
And that's all you got to do, man. It's super simple.
Exactly. And so when you're part of the chamber, I'm always going to encourage chamber membership. It has been beneficial for me and my business. I will always feel that it's going to be beneficial for your business, but there's a difference. If you sign up and just sit back and wait for the customers to come to you, it's not going to work that way. You have to be actively engaged. That doesn't necessarily mean spending money on top of that. That just means making yourself known. And so I'd be always happy to sit down and talk to you on how that can work and how to make that happen. So if you ever have that opportunity, please reach out.
Reach out to Garrick, and he'll get the free breakfast because of it. So thanks a lot, Garrick. That's why he's doing it. No, I'm just kidding. It's not why he's doing that. And we will be broadcasting live on Thursday at the Small Business Breakfast. Our good friend Justin Cody Killingsworth will be joining us as our Thursday co-host. He'll be there with us, and we'll be on from about 7 to 7:45 or so, and highlighting all the good things. We also have another visitor and a guest that will be joining us there as well. By the way, the sponsor is Walmart, I believe, this month of the Small Business Breakfast. So we want to make sure that we acknowledge them.
Man, I really hope Keisha's there. She's
a rock star, man.
Listen, she has the most infectious smile. Nobody is ever sad or down when they are around her. She is genuinely a beautiful soul, and Keisha's amazing.
Yeah, it'll be great to be there for that. Bill Doggett, by the way, chiming in, our county commissioner. When we had Tracy on here, and we still got about 4 or 5 minutes here on the show, so we'll wrap up with a few things. But he said Walker, and this was talking about the park. Walker County voters approved $20,000 in bonds in the 1930s to buy the land for the park. They then donated it to the state. That's only about $375,000 in today's money. I mean, you think
Fun fact.
Yeah, thank you, Bill, for that. You think about all that land that's there. Man, I wish I would have invested in that.
It's okay.
I wasn't around in the 30s, though, Garrick, unfortunately.
No, neither was I.
So,
hey, can we talk Bookstore real quick?
Yeah, I did want to. That was next on my mind. So Garrick is the general manager of the Sam Houston State University Bookstore. Let us know what's going on over there and how folks can be a part of it.
So right now we are focused on our books coming back. And what that means is that, let me back up real quick. The University Bookstore is technically a Barnes & Noble college company, and they have partnered with Sam Houston State University to provide a low-cost, flat-rate fee rental program for the textbooks, meaning students at Sam Houston State University have the ability of getting their textbooks for a flat rate, low cost. It is only $23.75 per credit hour. So if you do the math on that, because I'm bad at it, that is, say if they do 15 hours times 23.75, that's only $356.25 for every single textbook you need when you go to SAM. That's including your physical books. That includes your online digital content that your professors provide. If you remember, textbooks cost $500, $600, $700 when I went to college. Now they're getting it for basically half that. So it's a great thing that Sam Houston provides, because there's few colleges in the state of Texas that do it. And when I say few, I'm talking the two smaller Lamar colleges, one in Orange and then one in Port Arthur. And then the Alamo community colleges do it there. And then Blend's just now starting it. So if you think about it, we're the largest university in the state who has this program. And it's awesome for our students to come and do it. But right now, this is the final week of school, so all of our rentals are coming back right now. So if you are a Bearcat that is on the bundle, if you know a Bearcat who is on the bundle, please give them a friendly reminder to return their books. And the sooner the better. And I only say that because lines are going to get long when people are turning in their books. So please, we want our books back. So it just makes it easier for us to prep for the summer, which we've already done. It makes it easier for us to prep for the fall, which we're working on. But yeah, just the Bearcat Bundle is an awesome program, and I want my books back, please.
22,000 students at Sam Houston State University. Please help this guy out, return those books, make his job a little bit easier, man.
So I'm in charge of the bookstore itself. We have an off-site warehouse that houses every single one of these textbooks. And if you think about it, I'm solely in charge of this program to provide these textbooks to students. So if you think about it, at 15 credit hours, that's 5 courses at a 3 credit hour rate. So 5 courses, say 1 textbook per course, so it's 5 textbooks per 22,000 students. I don't even want to know the math, man. That scares me. But at the same time, it's something that we provide to our students. It's an awesome program. It's a daunting task to keep track of all those textbooks. So any help I can get in getting those textbooks back, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So help out my buddy Garrick, please. Okay, let's make this easy, because there's a lot of math and numbers flying through too early in the morning for me. So it'll help me out as well. Garrick, been a fun morning. We do have some prizes. 2 prizes to give away to one person. We ran the algorithm a while ago, and the person that will win the Klein card, $25. Here again, I'm going to put it up over here. The Klein card, $25 discount card. It's worth $25, but here's the deal. That's what the card costs, but there's so much more value than that, depending on how much you use it. You can go online to their website to find out more, kleincard.com. All the vendors that Klein Card supports. Maybe you're a business too, and you want to drive business to you. We're going to promote Klein Card heavily here on this program, and we're going to be unveiling a new partnership with Klein Card soon as well. So you want to stay tuned to Hello Huntsville for this. But this is a $25 valued card that we're giving away today. We've got several of them we're going to be giving away this week. Thank you to the Klein Card for this. And also that Wind Down Whiskey Up happening here this Saturday. We've got that as well. So 35 and 25. My math is bad. Was that $60? Is that quick math?
No, right? 70.
70? Yeah, so $70.
What were the numbers again?
35 and 25. 3, 4, 5, 60.
Okay.
Yeah, $60 we're giving away, and that will go to, drum roll please, the Stacy Lawler. So we've got it for you, Stacy.
Hey, Stacy.
Send us a PM, private message. We'll get your details, but you have won a Klein card and also a Wind Down Whiskey Up ticket for this weekend. So we'll get that over to you. Just send us a comment or a PM, please, and we will make sure that we get those to you sometime this week. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but sometime this week for sure. And all you got to do is stay tuned into the show every day, and we will be giving away stuff every day.
Absolutely, man. Listen, it has become a morning routine as I'm getting ready for work, just to turn it on and listen.
Appreciate it,
I may not necessarily be watching, but I've got it on my speaker. I'm listening, as I'm getting ready for work. So.
Yeah, and I wanted to tell folks, there's this it's as simple as going to your phone and tapping a button.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing different about our medium than any other medium. All you do is open up your phone, tap a button, just the same way you'd go in your car and turn a knob. You go to your phone, you tap a button, boom, you've got it. And we will bring this to you. The good news is every show is archived on our YouTube channel, also throughout Facebook. And we are working on putting them on Spotify podcasts. So they'll go across Apple, they'll go across Android, every platform you can imagine. You'll be able to go back and hear the good news of Huntsville. So
that's awesome. That's exciting about the Spotify.
Yeah. Garrick, one last thing before we go. I always like to provide a little encouragement on this show every day. And, this morning I was waking up and sad things happening in Allen, Texas. And our hearts go out to those families that were lost. I mean, we're talking about children that have lost their lives due to a senseless act of someone out there, shooting a gun. And I'm an advocate of, protecting ourselves, and I'm not against like people having guns. I'll say that clearly. But what I do want to say this morning on the show is that there are people out there hurting, and that we need to keep them in our prayers, that we need to reach out and to those that are around us and just be supportive of our friends and lift each other up, because this country is going through a lot. And I don't get political on this show, but I will say that we do need to hug on people and love on people and lift each other up. And so this morning, just thinking of that and that tragedy that happened there in Allen, Texas, our thoughts and prayers are with all of those folks. And
absolutely.
And I wish that there was, more that we can do being here in Huntsville, Texas. But what we can do, and we can do something, what we can do is embrace those, hug those that are around us, and just be aware of your surroundings. And when Jason comes back, he'll talk more about how to be aware of your surroundings, to kind of be on the lookout and not just be walking around and thinking in your mind that those things could never happen to me, because they can. And I hate to say that we live in a world where that is true, but it is. And so we always need to be aware of our surroundings. But, man, just love on people, hug on people, and tell them you love them. And especially those with kiddos, man. I know for me, when I think of these things now and the bad things that happen, I just hug Braylon so much tighter. And I know you've got two beautiful kiddos as well, man. So
listen, so when my first daughter was born, my dad always told me that you never I'm going to make sure I say this correctly. You never know how much love you have for someone that you've never met before until they're born. And I couldn't even, I had no clue what he was saying. He constantly told me that every time I saw him. And so when my first daughter was born, I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it, just the immense amount of love I had for her, and I had just met her. But you talk about different things we can do to love on people in the community. I wanted to share you a quick story of something that I was able to do yesterday. Is that yesterday, as we're bringing all these books in, I had a student come in who needed to buy a lab manual from this past semester. Luckily, we still had a couple in stock at the warehouse, but we're like, hey, go online, order it. She's like, hey, I can only pay cash. I was like, okay, no problem. So we got one sent over. 20 minutes later, came in, and I was remembering her story that she had told us what she needed. She was really hurting for money that semester. She was barely able to afford being able to go to school in the first place. She couldn't afford this lab manual from the start. So she had a friend in the class. She made copies of the pages in there so she could turn them in. No problem. Well, when she turned in her final last week, the professor notified her Sunday evening saying, hey, this needs to be on the actual lab manual papers or I'm not accepting it. So she came in first thing Monday morning to come buy that lab manual. She had just enough cash to pay for it. And she said, hey, my professor didn't accept this. I need to get the lab manual. I can only pay cash. Can you get it for me? I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So had it sent over, and I was just sitting there thinking, I was like, man, this student went through all the trouble to make her own lab manual by making copies, went through the effort to do so. I went up to the front. I bought the lab manual for her. I said, hey, just go pass your class.
Yeah.
You know, it's little stuff like that we can do within the community to help out. I don't know who she was. She started bawling when she realized I was paying for it. Because she had her cash in hand. She was ready to go. I was just like, no, don't worry about it. And I did tap pay with my phone, you know. So it's difficult to do things on a large scale as an individual, but when it's just you, find that one person that you can bless that day.
Yeah, I think that's so important, Garrick, and that's such a good way to end this show today. Just find that one person. You don't have to make a difference in with 1,000 people or 100,000 people. And, you know, and I look at it from just a faith-based background. Jesus came for that one person, and that one person is me. That one person is you. He always focuses on that one person. And if we can focus on that one person that needs something each day, we can make a huge difference. And that's what Huntsville is all about. So that's just kind of our encouragement today. And, you know, and with everything else going on in the world and here in our state, just remember to hug on people, to love them, and make a difference on that one person. Because that one person may be going through something that you have no idea, like this girl at the bookstore. And now you providing that may have taken something off of her heart that she's been struggling with. And finances obviously was one of those things. But she's going to leave from there now and graduate, and it's because of maybe one little thing that you did, buying a book for someone that needed it, and now she may go on to be the next president of the United. You never know what's going to happen.
No, she has all the ability to create her own succession. She was clearly doing that by the effort she put forth in creating her own lab manual, and the least I could do was take care of that for her.
That's it. Well, Garrick Long leaving us with a nice dose of inspiration. We're going to have you on like at the end of every show now, man.
Dude, I can do it.
So Garrick Long again joining us. He is the general manager of the University Bookstore. Appreciate you, partner. What a show today, man. Thank you for being on this today, man.
Thank you for giving me a shout and letting me be here.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Hopefully I did Jason proud. Like, Jason's an awesome dude. He's got a great business going with Guardian Defense. You can learn a lot from him. He's super knowledgeable on what he's talking about. But it's also fun to go to his gun range, too. So
before we go, Garrett, you have 2 more minutes?
Absolutely.
I know you got to get to work. Yeah, I always highlight this. Today is National Day of what? Well, how about this one? And I struggled with this morning. National Lost Sock Memorial Day.
Wait. Memorial Day? Like you're like saying like you have that one lost sock that you're saying a prayer for, and just like,
well, this is what it is.
Sorry.
It's a fun and unique holiday. Man, they come up with holidays for everything. National Lost Sock Memorial Day. It's time to say goodbye to all the single socks, the ones where their mates have been lost to the unknown. Where do they missing socks go? Is there a washing machine heaven? It's a question that people have been trying to solve for many centuries. I don't think many centuries. But an answer may never be found to this problem. Life will go on. How sad to have lost such a close-knit friend. That is so terrible. Terrible pun there, by the way. NationalDayCalendar.com. You know what it also is? National Moscato Day. National Moscato Day.
I guarantee there will be Moscatos out there at the Wind Down Whiskey Up this weekend.
It is National Moscato Day today. For some reason, I tried to put like a Spanish slur, and I was like, it's National Moscato Day.
No.
It's definitely not.
No, it's not that.
It's Italian, right?
Right.
Yeah. Europe Day today. May the 9th is Europe Day. Did not know about this. The diversity recognizes the diversity of the world's second smallest continent. It's also a day that the European Union celebrates peace and unity in Europe. So today, for those friends that may be from Europe, happy Europe Day today. National Butterscotch Brownie. That just sounds nasty. I'm not a butterscotch fan.
Nope.
Cannot stand
it. Not at all.
Won't even highlight that because we don't even want to talk about you, butterscotch. Oh, this is a good one. National Alphabet Magnet Day.
I hope everybody had a set growing up, and that they were just able to play in the kitchen while their mom or dad were cooking and just writing different letters, usually saying like, I love you, you know.
Jennifer here is chiming in. Jennifer, good morning. Thanks for joining us here. She said Moscato Day, even showed the little glass of wine. So I couldn't agree with you more there, Jennifer. Speaking of magnets, I have a Lynx device in my esophagus. Go Google it. I'll have to show you sometime. Years ago, there was a procedure that just got FDA clearance for reflux, and they put a magnetic bracelet around my esophagus. I didn't realize like how potential serious the surgery could be because they go in laparoscopically, and you know your heart's right there too.
Right.
So they got to be careful to not go through the layers that we talked about earlier. Like don't go through the wrong layers, because if they went through the wrong layer, I wouldn't be talking. But I bought these neodymium magnets for my truck on the inside of the doors because I bought these really cool Hello Huntsville magnets for my doors. And, I was all excited. I waited for them to come in. Finally got them. Friend of mine did them. And then I'm trying to stick them on my doors, and they're won't
not
stick.
sticking.
I'm like, what? I have never seen a magnet not stick to a car magnet stick. Guess what? The new F-150s, man, they're all aluminum. They're all aluminum. And I did not know that, so I bought these neodymium magnets, and I was going to glue. My brother said, hey, check this out. I saw a video. You should do it. My brother's super mechanical. And so I'm going to take the door panels off and glue some of these neodymium magnets on the backside that should hold that on. Here's the deal I didn't think about. Those things are extremely powerful, very powerful magnets, these neodymium magnets. I'm sitting here waving them around my chest by accident, and I start feeling a little tugging going on. And I guarantee it's probably that Lynx device that's in my esophagus. I didn't cough up blood. So, yeah, maybe maybe something's happened there. So.
Well, maybe just trade out the Ford for something else.
Yeah, coming from Mr. Dodge Man out here. Anyways, it's also
magnets will stick to the side of my truck.
Yeah, they won't stick to mine, man, because Ford cheap doors. Hey, it's also National Homefront Heroes Day today. National Homefront Heroes honors millions of civilians, past and present, who provide support to service members from the home front. And dedicated heroes roll up their sleeves, support neighbors, communities. We talk about that here in Huntsville all the time. In our nation at home, while our service members are abroad, as a result, service members have a peace of mind knowing their families, businesses, and communities are taken care of at home. So again, thank you to all of those that are on the home front, helping to support our military as they are abroad. And it's also, Garrick, I won't invite you over, but it's National Sleepover Day. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, you know what? It's the thought that counts.
Yeah. So National Sleepover Day today, and that's how we'll end the show.
Sounds good. National Sleepover Day.
Friends, as always, thanks for joining us. Congratulations, Stacy Lawler. Again, send us that comment. We'll make sure to get you your Klein card and also your Wine Down Whiskey Up Pass as well. Big thank you to Garrick.
See, my impression. I did such a great job being Jason. You called me Jason. I'll take it.
Big thank you to Garrick for filling in for Jason today of Guardian Defense. Please visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Our good friend Robin Logan comes on the show, as we will have our Wednesday co-hosts Rick and Kate Boning. By the way, Rick joining us earlier from Tomorrow's Promise, as we will talk about the bats here in Huntsville. Robin has done a great job promoting awareness about the bats and another part of tourism in Huntsville that is very important. So we'll have Robin on tomorrow. Make sure to join us. And as always, we'll be giving away more prizes. Garrick, again, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
We'll wrap it up. As always, I end every single broadcast. I want to remind you this morning, Huntsville, that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless. We'll see you bright and early back at it here tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everyone.